Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We supposedly like democracy and we like, the majority to be us, the people to be asked, and based on a vote, the majority will rule. And we like that when it's in the interest of some. When it's in the interest of others, the will of the people not to be heard, then they don't do that. They just make decision as if they are, tyrants. So I have here an article coming from Ukrainska Pravda, and it doesn't really matter if it comes from Ukrainska Pravda or Sputnik or BBC, it doesn't matter. It matters what they say. And in this case, if you know, supposedly there will be the Olympics organized in Paris, France. And there are some people who say that the Russian athletes should be banned from participating. So they should be prevented from participating. Some athletes, some young people who worked their lives in order to get better in sports and then go and compete with others like them to see who's the best among humans. So that's the whole purpose of this. Compete and see how good you are and see who's the best in a particular, field. That's the whole purpose. Now, unfortunately, things got political and very much economical. And since then, we created an organization. They created an organization that is really much interested in anything else but to see who's the best. They, cut the line here. They cut the corner here. They do this here. They sometimes close their eyes for people that are doped. They ban others that are doped with some, acetaminophen, for instance, which is banned. And it's a case of a Romanian gymnast in Sydney. I think her name is Raducanu, who was stripped of the gold medal because she had a cold medicine she took. So was stripped of the gold medal in gymnastics, for instance. But it's okay. Carl Lewis was allowed to participate even though he dropped dirty in Seoul, if you remember, in South Korea. Yeah, I know, it's a long time ago, but some people still remember shit. So therefore, a lot of things change, a lot of things, Anyway, so it becomes political, economical, because it's a lot of money to make out of this. Commercials and all that. So Zelensky is the president of one particular country out of 193 countries on this planet. So is France, another country. So is Russia. And there's a kind of lobby of about 40 countries out of 193 who are the same countries who support their boss or follow their boss in destroying something. And then you have these countries that are always called as witnesses when something occurs. So if I want to have an alibi that I was somewhere, I have the same witness all the time. About between 40 and 50 countries on this planet will always, I can count on that they will do what's needed to be done. And this is United States, and those are usually the European countries. Some of them willy-nilly, some of them because they have to, otherwise they get, you know what I mean. And on top of that, we have Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and South Korea. That's about it. Plus, minus another islands somewhere. Palau and some other little ones over there. Anyway, so this is the way it goes. Now, these countries say it's very unfair to allow the Russian athletes, humans, to participate and see maybe they're stronger than the Americans. And they say because of Putin, criminal, they should not be allowed because they are somehow guilty by association. Now, I know that's something that the Roman law didn't have it, but I know you can find it in the Old Testament nowadays. If you read through it, collective punishment is called. So if I commit a crime, my children will be also punished because I committed a crime. Well, if you apply that to you and your family, you immediately will figure out that's very, very unjust. Now, I know from outside it seems, yes, they should be banned because of Putin. But let's say Putin is your father and you are the son. Should you be banned because of that? And then pretty much, if you're intellectually honest, you're going to figure out how not really fair that is, just to put it mildly. Okay, so this self-censorship alert for my friends who know what I'm talking about. So now we have Paris. Paris is just a town, a place that agreed, it fought for it. It was not like picked, oh shit, I guess I'm doing it. It's going to organize these things. It's going to get a lot of perks and a lot of problems as well. But it was not like Paris was like, who are we going to pick? Not me, no. Paris, oh shit, oh, they celebrated. They did all the tangos, all the, get the red wine, the cheese, we won. So I put it this way, it's a favor, I would guess. Or maybe it's a balanced favor between the International Olympic Committee and the people of France or Paris, who would get to, organize it. They will get to, all right? That means a lot of money will pour in and a lot of venues will be updated, upgraded from garbage to great because they will be on a television. Well, that's the way it is. We have a problem here. We have a mayor. It's a mayor, one person. Unimportant. Could be another one. One person, the mayor of Paris. She tells one president of one country that if the war in Ukraine between those 50 countries and that country on the territory of Ukraine still is on in 2024, she says that the Russian athletes will be banned. Right? Should not let at the Olympics. So this mayor of a town, as I said, Paris, she tells Zelensky that if there's still war, the Russians should not be allowed to participate. One person decides that for how many countries, how many athletes, how many people, how many what? One person. And Zelensky, yes. Now, with all the facade set aside, let's say Zelensky, let's just bear with me. Let's say Zelensky is a bad guy, which we know he is not. We know he's the perfect guy. So let's say, what would be in his interest? The war to end before 2024 because he lobbies for the Russian athletes to be gone. Do you think that he would be okay with the war being in 2024? Would they get an advantage or disadvantage? I think he would benefit out of it, including the American sports teams, and not only because the Russian team is strong, okay? So you want more medals for you, you want more endorsement for you, commercials, Nike, Adidas, and all those, okay? So you're happy to have those guys gone. My point is, one person gets to decide, or at least to, they should not, all right? I'm going to give you this article, and then I'm going to just add a little bit more. Ukrainska Pravda, if there is still the war in 2024, Russian athletes should not be at the Olympics. That's what Paris mayor told Zelensky, okay? All right, well, that's what she said. Now, who's this Anne Hidalgo? All right, she's the mayor of, or one of the organizers of that. She's not a Caesar. You know what I mean? She's just a public servant. That's what she is. Right? She should. This thing is like, who the hell cares what you say about it? You should have nothing to say. So let's see, Anne Hidalgo, who was born in France. No, she was born in Spain. No problem. Now we find out that her paternal grandfather was a Spanish socialist who became a refugee in France at the end of the Spanish Civil War. Okay, she also, if you go here, she's also socialist. Right here. She is a member of the Socialist Party. This person. Socialist. Okay, well, if people voted for her, go for it. But she should not have a power to do what she said that it should not, it should. Now, she can have an opinion, which I think she has. She just expressed it, which I'm okay with that. Let me give you an example. If her logic would be valid, then do you think that, for instance, the Palestinians or whatever, or the Israelis should have been allowed in 1970, what was that, 73, 74 Olympics in Munich? Should they have been allowed to go in? Because I think they had a little problems. Maybe they didn't have a problems, but others had problems with them. And should the other guys, the Arab, should have been banned and all that? Every country that had a war somewhere at one point should have been banned. I mean, I know United States was at war with many countries in the past 30 years. I think we just got, 20 years in, how do you call it, Afghanistan. And there was a war we just attacked. So I didn't remember anybody saying that the American teams, athletes should be banned from the Olympics because they invaded and bombarded Iraq and their war with Afghanistan. Did you hear anything about that? And then why not? Well, we know why not. But you see, that's the way it is, my friends. One person, they should not, and tells Zelensky, and she sets the terms. If it's by 2024. All right, that's the way it is, my friends. Good job. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.